Good morning. Let us start with the opening recitations. All other sentient beings, limitless as the sky, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all-knowingness. May they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them the state of the most perfect and precious Bodhi. All mother sentient beings, limitless as the sky, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all-knowingness. May they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the state of the most perfect and precious Bodhi. All mother sentient beings, limitless as the sky, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all-knowingness. May they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them of the most perfect and precious Bodhi. Thus, until I achieve Buddha, I engage in virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind from now. From until death, I engage in virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I engage in virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, most excellent, I take refuge until Bodhi is reached by the merit of generosity and other perfections. May I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all wandering beings in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, most excellent. I take refuge until Bodhi is reached by the merit of generosity and other perfections. May I attain Buddhahood of all wandering beings in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, most excellent. I take refuge until Bodhi is reached by the merit of generosity and other perfections. May I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all wandering beings. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from the bias of attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in free from the bias of attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from the bias of attachment and aversion. Please take a few moments to let both body and mind settle. settling into their own places, trusting that when you make the resolve, to get out of the way, the resolve to not interfere, but rather the resolve to give full attention to both body and mind, to settling into their own places. Bringing with you some trust that in fact when we do this, both body and mind can find their own places and arrive at a place of rest and ease. This ease is not necessarily, not literally, either the complete absence of conditions and states that we find disagreeable, but rather those conditions and states that we find disagreeable begin to appear differently, begin to change. So that what previously may have caused stress, anxieties, discomfort, and difficulties, now we have a different relationship with those conditions. In particular, in the Kagyupa tradition, we say, first meditate on the example and the kindness of our Guru, in this case, Buddha Shakyamuni. First recollect the qualities of Buddha Shakyamuni. Reflect on the attainment of Buddha Shakyamuni. And within that oceanic, all-embracing recognition of Buddha Shakyamuni's attainment, Buddha Shakyamuni's example, we can let difficulties, anxieties, conditions that we find to be difficult, to be challenging, we can let all of that just be present within this space. And begin to recognize these faults and difficulties, anxieties, challenges, sickness, illness, that they are all inseparable from the Guru, inseparable from Buddha Shakyamuni. So that all faults and good qualities have this single taste, this one taste. Place our good feelings, bad feelings, feelings that you want more, feelings that you want less, all equally into this space. Including Moments of faith and devotion on the one hand, and moments of doubt and uncertainty on the other hand. Place them all into this space. Let them dissolve. Let them, don't force them, just let them dissolve at their own pace naturally. And see that they are of the same quality, in fact, of the Guru. That all these experiences arise as the blessings of the Guru. And this Guru is no other than the nature of our own minds. Happiness and suffering being nothing but the peaceful and wrathful aspects of this nature of mind. Everything arising as a mandala of the deities, the display of the mind. Attractive, repulsive, like, don't like. Wanting more, wanting less. All of these can just be left alone and left to exist as they are, and eventually they dissolve at the very place that they arose in the first place. Right there, they dissolve. And then some other conditions arise and dissolve, and arise and dissolve. All of this arising and dissolving just like waves that turn up when the conditions are there. But don't forget the ocean. This ocean is the Guru, this ocean is the mind, the very nature of your mind. Now beginning on the page 2 of the Buddha Shakyamuni Sadhana. First recollecting the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. In the language of India, Arya Buddha Anusmriti, in English, recollecting the noble Buddha, homage to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Thus, the Buddha, the transcendent, accomplished conqueror, Tathagata, who has attained suchness, Arhat, who has conquered all foes, is a perfectly and completely awakened Buddha. He is endowed with insight and worthy of reverence, Sugata, who has reached the state of bliss, knower of the world's guide and tamer of beings, unsurpassable one, teacher of gods and humans. Buddha Bhagavan, the Tathagata, is in harmony with all merit, does not waste the roots of virtue, fully adorned with patience and the foundation of the treasures of merit. He is ornamented with the excellent minor marks and is the full blossoming of the major marks. His activity is timely and fitting. Seeing him, there is nothing displeasing. He brings true joy to those who have faith. His insight overwhelms all in its splendor. His powers are invincible. He is the teacher of all sentient beings, father of all bodhisattvas, sovereign of all the noble ones. He is the guide who leads wandering beings to the city of Nirvana. He has measureless wisdom and inconceivable fearlessness. His speech is utterly pure, its tones are melodious. One can never have enough of looking at him. His form is without comparison, unsullied by the realm of desire, quite unsullied by the realm of form, not caught up in the formless realm. He is completely liberated from suffering, totally liberated from the aggregates, not possessed with the constituents of ordinary experience. He is in control of the sense fields, has cut right through the knots, completely liberated from torment. He is free from craving. He has crossed over the river, perfected in all the wisdoms. He abides in the wisdom of all the Buddhas of the past, present, and future. He does not dwell in nirvana, but abides in perfect finality. He remains on the level where all sees, where he sees all sentient beings. All these are the great qualities of the true wisdom of the Tathagatas. In the language of India, Dharma Anusmriti, in English, recollecting the Dharma, homage to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. The sublime Dharma is well spoken, it is pure conduct, virtuous at the beginning, virtuous in the middle, and virtuous at the end. It is excellent in meaning, excellent in words and syllables. It is distinctive, totally complete, utterly pure, completely purifies. The Buddha taught the Dharma perfectly. It brings unerring vision, is without affliction. It is constant and always timely. It is trustworthy when applied. Seeing it fulfills one's purpose. The wise can validate it through their own awareness. The Dharma taught by the Buddha relies entirely on training the mind. It is truly delivering. It causes one to arrive at perfect awakening. It is without contradiction, all-embracing, constant. It puts an end to the wandering. In the language of India, Sangha Anusmriti, in English, recollecting the Sangha, homage to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. As for the noble Sangha, they proceed thoroughly, proceed with awareness, proceed straightforwardly, proceed harmoniously. They are worthy of veneration with palms joined together, worthy of receiving prostrations. They are a glorious field of merit. Offering to them brings great purification. They are an object of generosity. They are in every way the greatest object of generosity. The qualities of the Buddha are inconceivable. The sublime Dharma is also inconceivable. The noble Sangha is inconceivable. And if one has faith in these inconceivables, the karmic ripening will also be inconceivable. May we be born in the realm of complete purity. Now come into the presence of the Supreme Teacher, the King of the Shakyas, our common guide, our common teacher, our root guru, none other than Buddha Shakyamuni. The first mantra cleanses the space that we are in. The second mantra liberates us from fixating on persons or phenomena as having substantiality, as having self. In a way, we can understand the first mantra as the outer level of dispelling, relinquishing the obstacles to coming into the presence of Buddha Shakyamuni. And the second mantra cleanses, relinquishes, purifies, clears the inner obstacles. The outer and inner free from stains. And then we can be in the same space, so to say, as Buddha Shakyamuni. Om Vajra Amrita Kundali Hana Hana Hong Pe Om Swabhava Shuddha Sarva Dharma Swabhava Shuddho Hang. From within emptiness, in the center of a protection circle, upon a throne supported my mighty ones and lions, upon a lotus moon and sun. The seed is a mum syllable, golden in color, transforming into the teacher, king of the Shakyas, shining like refined gold, adorned with the 32 major marks and the 80 minor signs. His right hand presses the earth, his left in the gesture of equanimity. His two legs are crossed in Vajra posture, and he wears the three Dharma robes, the color of clouds at sunrise. His radiance is like that of 100,000 suns, and within the pores of his skin are the 1,002 Buddhas of this fortunate eon, appearing yet devoid of intrinsic existence. Then we offer the seven branch offering as taught in the sutra. In all the worlds of the 10 directions reside Tathagatas of the 3 times before each of you, lions among humans. I prostrate joyfully with body, speech, and mind by the power of this aspiration to noble deeds. All conquerors appear vividly in my mind with as many bodies as there are atoms in all lands. I prostrate to all you conquerors. In each atom are Buddhas, numberless as atoms, all in the midst of the heirs of the Buddhas. Thus I conceive of this Dharma Dhatu as completely filled with you, conquerors in this way, with infinite oceans of praise and oceans of diverse melodies. I sing the excellent qualities of all you conquerors and praise all of you gone to bliss with the best flowers and best garlands. Best music, ointments, and excellent parasols, finest lamps, and superior incense I offer to you, conquerors, with excellent garments and best fragrances. Sandalwood powder heap high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings perfectly arranged I offer to you, conquerors, these vast and unequal offerings to each and every one of you, conquerors, with the power of conviction and noble deeds I prostrate and offer to all you conquerors. All the harmful deeds that I have done with my body, speech, and mind under the power of desire, hatred, and ignorance, I confess each and every one of them. I rejoice in all the meritorious deeds of all conquerors in the 10 directions and the heirs of the Buddhas. Solitary realizers, hearers still in training and beyond, and all wandering beings. You who are lamps of the worlds of the 10 directions, who have unobstructedly attained Buddhahood through the stages of Bodhi, all you who are my protectors, please turn the unexcelled wheel of Dharma. With palms together I earnestly beseech you who may intend to manifest final nirvana. Please remain for as many eons as there are atoms in the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wandering beings, whatever slight virtue that may have been gathered through prostrating, offering, confessing, rejoicing, requesting, and beseeching, I now dedicate to complete Bodhi. In the heart of the front visualization, the Dharma Lord Munindra is a golden syllable mum encircled by the Muni's mantra, circling clockwise. From it lights radiate out, making offerings to all the victorious ones, and their heirs they return and strike all the wandering beings of the six realms, dispelling their suffering and purifying their karmic obscurations. The lights dissolve into the mantra in the front visualization's heart. Again, lights radiate out, infusing the minds with blessings, clearing the two obscurations, and swiftly establishing all in the unsurpassed state of Buddhahood. Om Mune Mune Maha Mune Swaha. 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 Om Mune Maha Mune Swaha. Mone mone ma mone 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 ma mone zo 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 mone mone ma mone Om mone mone ma mone zo mone mone ma mone zo mone mone ma mone Om mone mone ma mone zo 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 mone mone Om mone mone ma mone zo mone mone ma mone zo mone mone ma mone 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 ma mone zo 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 Om mone mone ma mone zo mone mone ma mone zo mone mone ma mone zo Om mone mone ma mone zo 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 Om mone mone ma mone zo 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 mone mone ma mone Om mone mone ma mone zo 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 mone mone ma mone 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 ma mone zo 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 mone mone ma mone Om mone mone ma mone yeso Om mone mone ma mone so When you were born supreme among humans, you paced out 7 steps on this great earth and declared, I am supreme in this world. Homage to you, who was wise even then. First, you descended from Tushita, divine realm, and in the royal home entered your mother's womb in the grove of at Lumbini, O Muni, you were born to the victorious God of the gods. I pay homage. You were tended by 32 nurses at the palace. You spent your youth in sports at the house of the Shakyas at Kapilavastu. You took Gopa as your wife. To you who are unequal in the 3 worlds, I pay homage. At the 4 city gates. You were shown the 4 kinds of sorrow and cut your own hair in front of the Vishuddha Stupa. On the banks of the Nairanjana, you practice as an ascetic. To you who are free from the faults of the two obscurations, I pay homage at Rajagriha. You tame a rook, elephant. In Vaishali, the monkeys offered you honey. In Magadha, O Muni, you realize Buddhahood. To you, in whom all knowing wisdom blossom, I pay homage. At Varanasi, you turn the Dharma wheel, and at the Jeta Grove, you showed great miracles. At Kushinagara, your wisdom mind passed into parinirvana. To you, whose mind is like the sky, I pay homage through the merit of this brief praise of the deeds of the awakened one, master of the teachings. May the actions of all wandering beings come to equal the acts of the Sugata himself. O Sugata, may I and others have a form, an entourage, a lifespan, a pure realm, and sublime marks of perfection exactly just like you. Through the power of our praising you and this prayer, in whatever lands we dwell, may illness, negativity, poverty, and conflict be quelled, and dharma and auspiciousness increase and spread. May the teacher appear in this world. May the teachings shine like the sun. May the holders of the teachings, master and disciple, spread their teaching and practice, and may all be auspicious for the teachings to endure long into the future. The Lord of the teachings, the Bhagavan, visualized in front, melts into light and dissolves into the mantra circle. The mantra circle dissolves into the letter mum. The letter mum dissolves into the point between your eyebrows. The exalted body, speech, and mind of the victorious one, and your own body, speech, and mind become indivisible. In the notes that follows, His Holiness writes, at that moment be absorbed in the meditative concentration of inhaling and exhaling. Thus focus on the incoming and outgoing breaths as taught in the Sutra on mindfulness of inhalation and exhalation, and maintain the undistracted mind for at least 15 minutes. Furthermore, as stated in Bodhicayyavatara, except for the discipline of guarding the mind, what is the point of many disciplines? And Rigong said, the highway of the Buddhas of the three times is constant, uninterrupted mindfulness. Accordingly, maintain this as much as you can without distraction. Homage to all Buddhas, homage to all the Bodhisattvas who possess the divine vision of seers, and homage to the hearers as well. Homage to Bodhicitta, the heart of awakening that keeps the lower realms at bay, that shows us the way to the higher realms and leads us to the state on aging and death. I go before the awakened ones to confess any and all misdeeds that I may have committed under the sway of mine. Or may all merit occurred through the three kinds of action become a seed for my omniscience and inexhaustible awakening. The Buddhas are aware and rejoice in any offering made to the awakened ones throughout the Buddha fields of the 10 directions. So do I too rejoice. I hereby confess all negative actions. I hereby rejoice in everything meritorious. I hereby pay homage to all Buddhas. May I attain the supreme wisdom state. I exhort every bodhisattva dwelling in the 10 directions and who are on the 10th bodhisattva ground to awaken now to supreme enlightenment, and as they awaken to sublime awakening, may they turn the wheel of Dharma so as to tame the demons and all their hordes and bring benefit to every living being. May the beat of the great drum of Dharma free beings from their suffering for unimaginable billions of eons. May the awakened ones teach Dharma and remain. I beg you, best of humans, look upon us drowning in the mud of desires, bound by the ropes of craving, and in other ways absolutely trapped. May the Buddhas not level criticism against those of impure minds. Instead, may they give love to sentient beings and free them from the ocean of becoming. May I train in the likeness of the perfectly awakened Buddhas of the present, past, and future, and uphold bodhisattva conduct. May I bring to completion the 6 perfections and lead to the end the 6 classes of beings. May I manifest at last the 6 super knowledges and reach the unsurpassed state of awakening. May I realize the truth of emptiness, in which all is birthless and non-arising, without intrinsic nature, without location, with neither mental process nor substance, just like the great sage, the Buddha himself. May I realize the truth of selflessness, in which beings do not exist, nor any living things, nor any individual, nor any kind of person. May I practice generosity free from stinginess, without entertaining any notion of substantiality, nor any belief in the self, nor egotistical clinging, so that the benefit may reach all sentient beings. Since material things do not exist concretely, may all my needs be spontaneously met. Since all material things are subject to decay, may I master the perfection of giving with disciplined conduct, completely flawless, disciplined conduct that is perfectly pristine, and disciplined conduct devoid of arrogance. May I complete the perfection of disciplined conduct with absence of anger, in other words, with patience, akin to how the earth, water, and fire elements and the wind element as well dwell not anywhere. May I complete the perfection of patience. With persistent application of diligence, may I ever be ever joyful and free from laziness, and with strength in both body and mind, may I complete the perfection of diligence. With illusion like meditative concentration, bravely progressing meditative concentration, and vajra like meditative concentration, may I complete the perfection of meditation. Acting with the three gates of liberation, with the equality of the three times and the threefold knowledge, may I complete the perfection of wisdom. May I be praised by all Buddhas as I beam with light and splendor. And with the diligence of a bodhisattva, may all my aims be accomplished. As I engage in this very conduct, may I, the one known as Maitreya, bring to completion the six perfections and reach the 10 bodhisattva level. Changchu Semcho Rinpoche Ma Ge Ba Nam Ge Gu Che Ge Ba Nyam Pa Me Pa Yang Gong Nen Gong Du Bel Wan Shu. Okay, thank you. See everyone tomorrow.